Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Tuesday sacked Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi and his deputy, Dr Eric Kelechi Igwe, and 16 other lawmakers from their respective seats for defecting from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to All Progressives Congress (APC). Now, according to the presiding judge, Justice Inyang-Eko, he said that it was constitutionally wrong for a candidate voted into office on the platform of a political party to defect to another political party while still in office, which will lead us to the question, who owns the party and who owns the candidate? Who also owns the votes count in an election? Is it the party or the candidate? My name is Favour of Ovienloba. I have my co-host Joy Matthew and Glory Brown on set. Together, we'll be having this conversation with a guest right after this break. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining, the program is Matters on Ground on the Breakfast Show on TSLNIGERIA TV. And we're looking at political parties, defection, and its consequences. Now, to join us in this conversation is the Executive Director of the Connected Advocacy, talking about Mr. Prince Israel Orekha. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for gracing our set. And good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Welcome to set.
Now let's dive right into the conversation. Now we saw the judgments by Justice Inyang-Eko of the Federal High Court in Abuja, telling the Governor of Ebonyi State, David Umahi, to vacate his seat. How was the judgment for you? Did you think it was fair? Did you see it coming? Was it a surprise to you?
Yes, that's the beauty of if judiciary actually wants to do their job without no backing, you do it absolutely 100%. But what happens now there was a clear cut, just go do your thing. So they've done their thing and they'll be able to come out with a clear cut action that Umahi should be sacked. Umahi quickly forgot that we are also in a new season and this current administration is not staying again. We are not going to second tenure, we are leaving second tenure. So he was still having that in mind. I remember the former national chairman of the APC once said that once you become to APC, your sins are forgiven. So, and he also wants his sins to also be forgiven. So he decamped. But that was an old policy. That man who made that statement is no longer there. And even the Buhari, who is still the head of the party right now, is also packing his bag and is about to leave. So he doesn't even have time. All man now to your own tent. So he forgot that so quickly, and that is where judgment comes true. So if there's no backing in any judgment, judiciaries they are there to do their job and they will do it 100%. So that's just what you guys saw today.
So basically, they're just doing their thing.
It was a clear cut, go do your thing. Because Buhari was not there to say, okay, or Chief Judge giving an order that we are interested. So nobody was interested in the case. The judgment came like a surprise to Umahi. He never thought
that it would happen. You think it's
he
one of those, your sins will be forgiven.
Yes, he's still holding on to the old stake that once you become, sins are forgiven. I don't think that is no longer attainable again in this dispensation because we are transiting now.
Okay, let's stay on a fair stand right now. Let's be on a plane.
Yeah.
Naturally, being the governor of Ebonyi State, who does that vote belong to? Does it belong to that party? Does it belong to the party where he contested through, or does it belong to the candidate? Because that's where the twists now is.
The truth of the matter is, as we speak right now, the vote belongs to the party because he's riding on a party. He's not standing as an independent candidate. Independent candidates, I don't think that has been passed yet. Yeah, so as long as that has not been passed, he's riding on the horse of the party. Now you don't tell me you got to the river, you no longer need the party again. You understand?
So his intention, I propose that his intention was, okay, now that he has gotten this, let me port over to where I think would be the winning team, probably in the next dispensation. So do you think that what he intended to do, because it's almost as if it's freedom of right or his freedom of party. I think everybody is free to belong to whatever political party that they deem fit. Would you say that the court has
They
infringed
did
on
not
that?
stop him from going to any party now. Did they stop him? They say when you are going, leave our things for
But
us.
he was already the
Yeah,
sitting
You,
governor.
you cannot go with what you don't have now. When you are sacked from an office, you have to drop the vehicle, drop everything now. Do you go with company's car?
But he was already the sitting
I'm
governor,
asking,
and now
do you
he's-
go with a company's car when you have been sacked from office? You say drop everything to the permanent secretary by a commissioner. Is it not when he sacked a commissioner, everything is being dropped? So he also needs to drop it for the party because he forgot. I told you guys when I was making this earlier conversation, I said the men who made those policies, why is no longer interested in Nigerian system? Is he even back?
So to you,
I don't
Mr.
think he's
Israel.
even back to town. So he's not interested in that that particular state right now. He's not winning any election. So
Okay.
how come you want me now to
So
ask
do you
judiciary
think
to be fair?
change of party is enough reason to remove a serving governor or president in the country? You think
Yes, is enough reason. Why is that? Why is he leaving? Is there crisis in the party? Because for you to leave a party, there should be something that makes you to leave. But he left because of greed. Let us be frank.
No,
Well, he actually
Yes.
said it was because
Okay,
of injury.
why did he leave?
constitutionally, you just
were
said
there-
something
were-
about
were
how-
there-
According to the
Were there
governor,
crisis
he
in
said
the
he
party?
left due to the
Melted.
injustice that was
Where
melted out
was
to the
this- where
southeast
where
governors.
was the
By the PDP.
injustice? Where was the injustice? Is it not
So
fighting
you are
for
saying he
the
left
South?
for
It's
reasons
not even
personal
in
to him.
state.
Yeah.
Because when we are talking about Southeast, it's not even in state because now it was the state we are talking about. Now you are leaving your state. Did he call a round table and tell the party this was what actually happened? This is what how far I've gone in settling the dispute in the party and there was no answer, then I want to leave. So if you are leaving a party or you are in a party, that is why our party system still continue to fail because the parties are not built on ideology. If the parties are built on ideology that, okay, this is our ideology, and no matter what happens, it stays. You understand? So moving from one party to the other is just for personal ambition. Did he tell you he moved from that party because he was not able to implement his policies? Did you hear anything like that? That the party stops him from governing Ebonyi State?
Now,
So
but
in other
Or
words,
yeah.
because before you see you are leaving a party, there should be a reason, cogent reason
Like
that
crisis.
affects your operation.
I think
Don't say
a
it was
crisis,
Southeast.
with what you said so
Yes.
far, crisis, like
Yes.
an internal crisis, is one of the
Yes.
cogent reasons.
Yes.
Now, let me ask. You said something that the position belongs to the party.
Yeah,
The person that goes out to make campaign promises
yeah.
happens to be this
candidate.
Yes, the candidate. You just said something about him leaving the party, going on to the next party. Does it affect his governance? So far, I feel that this man has not been given a fair chance because he made promises and fine, I am defecting. I don't think I will be able to fulfill my promises with this party. Let me try out with some other party. Now he has been sacked. I don't know if this could be
What
this
promises
could be
has the party hindered him from implementing? Did he mention any?
what if he could do better with the other
What
party?
is he doing better with? It's all about interest.
But
He's
let's
looking
also
he's
look at it
looking
from
the
the
president.
constitutional angle.
Yes,
Now,
constitutional
according to
angle.
constitution, you only have 3 ways that a governor can vacate seats,
Yeah.
either by death, impeachment from the House of Assembly,
Yeah.
or resignation. Now, neither of these happened.
Has
So don't
happened.
you think the judgment was not fair on him?
But the judgment will also looked at the party system. He's not running as an independent candidate. That's what I'm saying now. He's running under a party. It's because judgment in this country is scarce. That's why we are all scrambling right now when we see one like this.
Would you say scarce or controversial? Because
It's scarce because he's on bids, he's on interest. But this one there was no interest, so the judge was not under any duress to do anything.
okay.
So he just
Like-
gave it the way it is. Now we are screaming.
Now, Mr. Israel, like you
Yeah.
said, currently the bill for independent candidacy is still tentative
Yeah,
at the moment.
yeah.
Now, she just gave us the grounds in which our constitution allows for a sitting governor
Yeah.
to be dropped or to resign. Either you resign, either is impeached or by death. Somewhere in that same constitution, the power to drop a governor still relies on the party to say that, okay, you are jumping ship So would you say that the constitution, because now I feel like it's either the constitution is not being fair or the sitting judge, you just said that it was not under duress. We never can tell. Are we sure that it really was not under duress from the party where it's running from?
We've seen that of Cross River. There was no rancor. I mean, we've seen so many defections. That of Edo too. Edo also defected.
During
yes,
their tenure or afterwards?
Before it gets to the second tenure, Edo also, it was in APC before. So but there
just
was
at the end of one tenure.
Yes, there were serious crises. That was understood. When you are bringing that to the table now that I can no longer fulfill my promise to the people I'm leaving, the whole masses, they are aware. Don't you just wake up one day, just look at, okay, I can no longer, my bids will not be actualized in this, let me try another bid. Is it a supermarket? It's because of the Nigerian system of governance. In the West, where we copy this democracy from, it's not so. You see them stick to one party and they die there. They will try to bring that reform. What steps, he said, because of the crisis in Southeast, what steps, can you tell us the step he has made so far?
Now let's talk about the governor's reaction to the sack.
Yeah,
it's emotional. You saw
it now. That he also apologized the next day also.
And he even denied it as well.
But
what do you make of that? That is a presidential aspirant, so to speak, to lambast the judiciary just that way. Don't you think it wasn't called for?
That is why we say we are always at the disadvantage side, being that those who govern us, most of them last characters to actually beat. They are just handpicked, supported with big powers. And those who actually have the capacity to live, because for you to actually govern people, you should have an outstanding character, then have a capacity to actually live. It's all about intellectual provisions. What are you bringing to the table? So you see what is just displayed. That will tell you that over the years, that has been his standing point. You don't bring an Agbero to a corridor of power and expect him to do differently. So it just shows you exactly what he's made of, the ones you've not been seeing on media. So that was just a small show of what you see.
Yes.
But
you can get vote. A madman can get a vote in this country if you have the backing of anybody.
But do you also see that emotional outburst could somehow infringe on his rights, during presidential election if he actually wants to come out?
That is already, he already shoot himself in the leg. So will you now cast your vote to that kind of person who just lambasts the whole judiciary? That will tell you does not even have respect for the law. Okay. Because there are ways you could redress your action. Yes.
In a positive way.
Yes.
Okay, now let me just drag this into light. So the governor of Ebonyi State has been sacked, as well as his deputy. The people of Ebonyi State, for people watching right now, what would you make of their situation right now?
Ebonyi State is cool and calm. They are going to
without a governor.
They are normal business because they never have, if they actually, because you see it's believing. I think by now you would have been seeing different groups actually trying to say no. Why would that man just be sacked like this?
How long do you think that the peace that you're speaking of right now can hold without a governor?
It's holding already because
how long?
If it's somebody, I don't know him, so I'm just speaking based on observation. So it don't look as if maybe I have anything against him. But if he has actually impacted the people as in positively, like real people actually put him there. You'd have been hearing different, you'd have even seen your social media. Yes, people say no, the judiciary is not fair, but nobody will say anything.
Okay, according to because now we're sticking, this is the first time I'm seeing that the judicial system is standing without duress and everybody is holding on to it. According to the constitution, without a sitting governor, without a deputy, who else, I don't know if I should say should the people run to, because people seem to be really free and like they're not even concerned. Who is next in charge?
The third person is supposed to be the person on the House of Assembly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the third. Because after the governor, the deputy governor, it's supposed to be the House of Assembly that's supposed to be the third person.
What a time to be alive.
But according to the governor, he said the judgment of the court is null and void, that he still the governor of
I
Ebonyi
think
State?
on Friday he moved the motion of staying of execution. I think so. It's still on, but I just pray they settle their differences. But the actual thing is that those in power, they should just understand that power is not forever, and when you are there, you should be doing well. Because now, why are you leaving? Because you actually want to become what? So, if he actually had, maybe he had negotiation or he had like a town hall meeting with the PDP caucus, sees, look at my grievances, and these things have not been taken into consideration, then you cannot have it as a platter, but this is why I'm leaving. And nobody, no court will even have anything against you. Say, okay, this is what happened. There's nothing. There is absolutely nothing. I've not heard of any crisis in a Ebonyi political PDP party.
Okay, now moving forward, he has gone to the Court of Appeal. What do you think his victory chances are from the Court of Appeal?
The victory chances to me is slim, because that utterances he has made to the judicial system, except maybe he also control the gods of the judiciary. And if the gods of the judiciary find him worthy to be forgiven, we can have judgment and help.
And people still see this, dragging to the Supreme Court, which will eventually lead to the end of his tenure in 2023. So do you also see that happening?
Yes, it's also part of the game. It's also part of. He did not watch well. This time as a politician, you should watch well before you step. So you don't just step into a troubled water. It happens. So now it's a lesson for every one of them now. That's why you see no governor is speaking on it.
Yes.
Did you hear any governor speaking on it? So they are also going back to their strategic board to re-engineer their structures to see, okay, because more persons would have also started the campaign, would have also here maybe this week, another one's the camp. But now it has put a hold on that now, because they could also lost their seats.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Israel, just before we wrap up, you just said something part of the game. We know that politics in Nigeria is like a whole big chessboard game. Do you think that this defecting, although it had not played, as we see, it's not playing to his favor currently, do you think that possibly it could, probably in the future with the court's judgment, help him, that party now that is the campaign to, it could just be a word of favor in that party where it's the campaign to?
Somebody that they are beating from outside.
Well, he's running somewhere.
They don't know he's beating him.
He's running somewhere, so
but he's only shouting. You don't know he's behind him. So now they to also be scared. Look at the APC that is also running to. They are also fighting to hold just a convention. So I think Nigeria party systems, they really need to go back to their drawing board to factor out what really drives our action. Is it just to grab seats? If you continue to do this system of just grab seats, have a party to stand on to grab a seat, this crisis will still, they can't even hold a convention. So now I don't know if March 26 we also hold, because there are different parties now saying yes, no, yes, no. So this is where it's even coming to. I even wonder why it's even coming to. Yeah, there's even more crisis, because you know why everything's going like this? Boris is no longer interested in the party. He's done. You people go and do your thing. So that's why everybody now is assuming power. So it's the highest bidder now that can now gather the party. But I pray the party stand or survive this crisis, because I see more defection now. Because if they can't hold that Congress by 26th, people will begin to look for alternative, because you cannot really know who are your leaders currently. So that's the problem now. Power, talk so for power.
So in a nutshell now, rounding up, what do you think are the lessons to be learned from all of this, especially for politicians who go, from one party to the other party? What do you think they can learn from all of this, for future reference?
Yes, it's time for politicians, before you even say you want to lead the people, if not for they've starved the people for a very long time, they are hungry. This kind of person that comes out and starts lambasting the judiciary is supposed not to even have become a councillor. Yes. Yes. But because the people are hungry, the highest bidder takes the power. If you have the highest, so now they should start giving tickets to people with capacity and character. These two are required to actually lead. You should have the content, that you have the capacity to actually deliver leadership, and you should also have the character to match it. So if you have these two in place, you will give us what we call the servant leadership. So Nigeria cannot get servant leadership if we have talks as our governor, or people who do not have respect for the system that he also is a governor. So it's a big lesson for everyone now. I pray the party system, more persons, young people, I advise them go join political parties, whether you could put in more youthful exuberance to also actually change the system. But parties right now, on a special note, they should have what we call party ideology. They should stay by it. Let us actually know what party A stands for. So if you look at Republicans, you look at Democrats, you see they
have a long-standing ideology.
If you want this one, these are their policies, these are their programs. These are their policies, these are their programs. So they don't change it. Anyone that comes, you also follow that party policies and programs. So not because there is no ideology, no political ideology in Nigeria political system. That is why we have different persons just come, have their fair share to grab power and grab what they want to grab. So let's put an end to that, and let's actually bring in people with content and character to lead this party system. I think that is a way forward.
Yes, I think that's a very, very final, very good one to end this on. Well, so many viewpoints have been shared. Yes, a whole lot. Like if you're a citizen, if you're a politician, you belong to a political party, there is definitely something that you should pick up from this conversation. A whole lot. You have a thought to share with us, make sure to drop that on the comment section right now, wherever you're watching from YouTube, from Facebook, from Twitter, Instagram. Remember that we're TSLNIGERIA TV. It's been an interesting time discussing political party defection here in Nigeria. So we're coming with next time on TSLNIGERIA TV. My name is Jerry Matthews saying bye-bye.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.